Hello and thanks for joining me for some more X4 Foundations, where we are building up a trade corporation the lazy way. And by that I mean we're doing the least amount of personal piloting as we can. And so far we have our headquarters here, our corporate offices in Sydney. We've got some mining going on over in Perth. We are cashing in on tourism over here in Queensland. We've got recycling going on in South Australia. But over here in Melbourne, we have a bit of a mass immigration problem happening here. We've got lots of multiculturalism. We've got the Argon. We've got the Hyperions guys. We've got the Talati over here. But we've got this new breed of immigrants coming in, the Xenon, and they're setting up mosques and all sorts of shit. Look at this. They are all coming down from the Middle East up here, and they are causing complete havoc here. This whole section here, we can come through this gate like pretty easily and do a little bit of trading. It's not too bad down this area, but up this end, anything that comes through this gate, off this highway, through these highways, pretty much just gets swarmed over here and nothing can get through. And all of my trades, all of my ships, they all want to travel around this way and into here. So we've had to set up no-go zones, and what happens is they'll pop out of this gate and they'll get attacked and they'll try to escape. They'll escape through here, then they'll pop into here and they'll be trapped in here because they try and come back through and they just get attacked again, and then they go back and they're stuck in here. So temporarily we've had to set up a no-go zone for this sector to stop them flying into there, and we've had to set up a no-go zone in this sector to stop them flying this way and make them go around the other way up through here. And so I'll just quickly show you, if you're not aware, how you can set up a blacklist. So if you go into your player information here, don't worry about the battle music, because I'm spending a lot of time in the maps and in the menus, music doesn't always play. So I do actually have the soundtrack playing separately. It is the soundtrack for the game, but I've got it playing separately, and it is on, it is just playing random tracks from the soundtrack. So anyway, so into here, into your global orders, and you'll have blacklists here. Now I've got blacklist 1 in there. Usually it's going to be empty. You're just going to want to tick on the pencil over here, and it'll ask you, you'll have a drop down to choose what type. So sector activities is going to stop your mining ships and trades doing those activities in a sector. This one is more for factions, but if we choose this one, sector travel, tick both of these boxes. Now by doing this is going to override my original one that's in here, but if you don't have one in there, then this is going to be the default. So this means none of your ships are going to go into any of the sectors that we tell them. We can tick this box if you like. That'll stop them going into any sectors that are owned by Xenon or any of your other enemies. And then down here you can also just add factions here, but we're going for sectors here, and we can choose Activa's Choice 3, and the other one that I have is what's the other one I have? I can't remember. But anyway, you choose whichever ones you don't want them going into. You hit OK, and then you can save your blacklist. I've already saved this one up here, so I'm just going to keep that one. Silent Witness 1, that was the other one that I have up here. We can tick that to confirm changes. And now this is the default blacklist for both our military and our civilian ships. None of our ships will go into those sectors. So that is just a temporary fix, but we do need to sort this out because it is getting out of hand. Down in the next sector down, so this is at Kiva's choice 1. The next sector down here is Argon Prime, and I have my taxi sitting over here on the Argon shipyard. I'm going to teleport across to there, and we're going to have a bit of a yarn to the representative over there.
Entering system, Argon Prime.
And we're going to buy some blueprints. And I think this is going to be the first time that we are buying any blueprints off of the Argon in this playthrough. And of course there will be a link in the description below for the full playlist of this series if you want to follow it right from the start. But here's the representative, so we'll have a talk to her. This is not really important, I'm just going to pick it up while I'm here. But what we're here for is the blueprints, and we're going to go into modules. We're going to go into defense modules, and this is the important one here, the disc defense platform. That's the one that we want. We're also going to get this one. I don't know how useful it's going to be in this particular thing that we're going to be doing today, but I'm going to build one anyway, and I'll explain it when we get into it. Now, defense platform by itself is useless. We also need equipment for it, and we need turrets, and we need both large and medium. So I'm going to go with the plasma for the large there, and we're going to get flak for the medium. Alright, now it also needs shield generators, and also both large and medium. So we're going to get the Mark II and the Mark II there. Now, the Talati shields are slightly better, but we're doing the Argon ones for a reason. It's going to make building them a lot simpler. But I'll go over that in a bit. So that's just under 6.5 mil. We'll confirm that. That's our business trip done. So let's teleport back to our office now.
Entering system, Grand Exchange.
Go to our personal office where we can take a seat at our desk and control setter and all that sort of stuff from there. So I'll grab a seat here. Alright, so back to Argon Prime over here. Now I've got an assembly of ships waiting down here. So let's see. Alright, so this is the Trinity. This is the second Hyperion that you will get from the second half of the Hyperion quest. This one, so I've renamed it the Trinity because that was its original name story-wise. But this one comes with all this modded equipment when you get it, so I've left it as it was. I have, where are we? 6 defense drones, 2 cargo drones, 2 repair drones. And I've got everything set to defend, but its default behavior as retaliate. And in the last episode I showed you how you can really easily train up your service crew to specialist, and we did that for another 2 Hyperions. We set them all up with specialist crew, and in between episodes I went ahead and trained up a bunch more and bought a few more Hyperions, got them all ready. Now these guys also have full cargo load of energy cells and hull parts and Playtronics, which we'll be using for building. It's not going to be enough to build the whole thing, but it's going to be enough to start the build. Now these guys are set up a little bit different. So these guys, I've got flak instead of the beams. You know, if we have a look at our guys over here, these guys are purely on passive mode, and I don't want flak on them because they have enough trouble with friendly fire with these guys as it is. They're just purely, their full-time job is just picking up stuff off of all the Xenon traffic that's coming through. So these guys have flak. What we're going to do here is I'm going to select that one, and I've named them all so that they appear all in order. I'll put a double A in front of that so that it appears number one, and I'll put an A all in front of these ones so that they appear secondary, B, C, etc. So alright, so we're going to select our number one. I'm going to hold shift and I'm going to click on our number 6. That selects the whole lot of them, and we're going to right click on our Trinity here, and we're going to go attack with commander. That is going to put them all into a fleet. So these guys are now all in a fleet together. Now we've also got our Hercules over here, which is our construction ship, and we've got a couple of other ships which are going to be transporting. This guy here has no crew. And why do we have one with no crew? Well, we are going to be in a pretty dicey situation over here. Yeah, these guys are going to be able to handle these little pockets of fighters, no problem. But look over here, we got capital ships. There's 2 capital ships there. I've seen up to 3 at a time in this area. I had about 50 laser towers in this area. They're all gone and destroyed. So things can get dicey really easy, and we can lose these ships. And what will happen is one of these ships gets blown up. The ship itself, well, maybe not that one, but these ones, they're easy enough to replace. But what's more of a pain in the ass to replace is going to be the pilot and the crew. I mean, we can easily train up some more, but it's still a pain in the butt. So if one of these gets blown up, we can send this guy in, and because he's got plenty of space for passengers, he can rescue people in range and scoop them up. So what we're going to do, so we are sitting the next sector over. We're going to go into the information here and up to behavior. I'm going to change the formation. So this is the fleet formation. Now, I'm not an expert on this. I don't know which is which, but I'm guessing that a 4-star is going to be better than a 2 or 3-star. We'll untick that. And I've had more luck with the twin than I have with the eagle. So I don't know much about the formations, but down here we are going to go protect position, and then we've got to select an area. So we click here, and then I'm just going to click here, and I want a nice tight circle, so we're going to zoom this right down to 20. We're going to hit confirm, and these guys are going to come over here, and we'll just activate setter by holding shift and shift 4, and they're going to automatically attack anything that's in this circle, well, any enemies anyway. Alright, we're going to bring them up here. Bringing them up. Alright. I'm going to bring them up to this gate here.
Awaiting orders.
Okay. I don't know why this one's being so slow, but alright, let's put you off to the side just a little bit here. Okay, so let me just pause for a moment. Click off of there. So this gate here, I mean, this is pretty benign. I don't know what's going on in here. I haven't had eyes in there for a while. But there is a little bit of Xenon traffic coming in and out of there. Not a lot. This is the problem area, but if we try and start building there, I really want to build a station right here at this gate. But it's basically going to be a death sentence trying to do that straight away. So I'm going to set up a defense station here, and it's going to be guarding this gate. I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to do that, which ideally you'd want to set it up at this gate before it gets this bad, and it would have stopped all of this crap from happening. Look, they've taken out a Kaladi Condor there. All of these stations are being attacked. They're all being attacked by the Xenon here, and so what I'm hoping is I'll set one up here. I'll set it up the way I would have set it up over here, and what we'll be doing is saving the plan for it, and then we can just reuse that plan to set it up later. I'll be putting storage in it as well, and we'll be using it to ferry goods across, make it easier to build the next one. So what we want to do is we want to go into manage plots, and as soon as we click this, it's going to put a box around all of the stations that are in here, and if we zoom out, it's even going to show us some that we didn't know about before, like up here. So we knew about this one, but up here there's another Xenon are building another mosque up here. Right, they've got another one down here. Got the Argon building something else over here. So it's a good way to sort of check what other stations might be around. But these guys have been busy in here, way too busy. Let them get away with far too much. But what we're going to do by this gate here, we're going to create a new plot, and I'm going to get that up close to the gate here, plonk it down. I'm going to hold my right mouse button down and spin it, try and get it square up the square of the gate, and that'll do. And then we're going to drag it as close as we can. That's about as close as I'm going to get it, but we can get it a little bit closer. Now, when you're placing a plot, the closer you are to a gate entrance or one of these highway entrances or whatever, the more expensive it's going to be, and also the bigger your plot, the more expensive it's going to be. So we can get this a little bit closer, but not by moving it. What we can do, depending on which way you spun it around, I think for this one it's going to be here. It's either going to be your X or your Z. Let's just have a look here. If I click that, it extends it that way. We can go again. We can go right up to that. I'm going to leave a little bit of space though. A little bit of space for ships to come through. Yeah, that should do it. Just give them one spot there. And so this has made the plot bigger. I do want it bigger anyway. We want to put a big pier in there. I'm going to leave the rest. You could probably tone some of these, squish them in a bit, but I'm going to leave it as it is. That's going to cost us 1.3 mil. We're going to buy the license, and we're going to hit continue, and there is our build plot lined up with the gate right there. Okay. Now, first thing that we want to do before we start building anything is we're going to untick this, and we are going to change this to closed loop. Now, what this is going to do is I believe it's specific only to the Argon equipment, and I believe you also need to have the split DLC for this to work as well. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe that is what you need. If you don't have that, that's fine. You can go universal, but what this is going to do is, without the closed loop, everything like your normal station parts, they're all going to take Claytronics, hull parts, and energy cells to build. Your shields and your turrets, without the closed loop, they're also going to need advanced electronics, which we are building. We're producing them back at our headquarters. You're also going to need turret components and shield components, which we're not producing. And you're also going to need field cores, which we are producing. However, on the closed loop here, we're not going to need any of that. We're just going to need the normal Claytronics, hull parts, and energy cells. We're just going to need more of them. So that's just going to make it simpler. We're still going to need to transport a whole bunch of stuff here, but it'll only be 3 different types of stuff instead of, what, I don't know, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I miss one? I don't know, I can't count, but you get the picture. Alright, so enough stuffing around. The first thing we want to do is get a dock. You can use the little one, that's fine. I'm going to use my luxury one just because that's what I want to do. It's the same size and it's not really, like, physically the same size. Bit more ships, that's the only difference. We're just going to plonk it down there. And then we're going to go into our defense modules. I'm going to choose the disc here, and we're going to pop it on there, and we're going to have a look here. I'm just holding down my right mouse button to spin this around. We're going to get lined up there. We're going to grab the red circle and spin that disc so that it is vertical, like that. That'll do. Okay. Now we're going to grab hold of our dock now, and these should move together. I'm going to move that up. So if it goes red, we are out of bounds. So we're just going to move it as close to the edge as I can, and that'll do it. All right. So now with our defense platform, you see we've got a little pencil here. We can click on that. This is our loadout. So this is our shields and our turrets. So you want to make sure these are all filled up. Now there are some preset loadouts. There's a high preset, but this is not going to fill them all up. It's only going to fill these 2 up. This one's got nothing in it. So you want to fill all of these up. Make sure they're all full. Okay. Fill them all up. It's got 4 large and 4 medium. So you can then save the loadout, which I've already done. So you just click on that and you can type in a name there, save it as new. If you've already got one, you can overwrite it. We've already got one in here and I'm just going to use that. Okay. And then down here, down the bottom here, you've got to click confirm the loadout. And that's done. Right. Now we're going to right click on that disk and we are going to go copy module, and that's going to copy everything including the loadout and the orientation, and I'm going to pop it on top there. I'm going to do it again and I'm going to pop one on the bottom, so we've got 3 there like that facing the gate. All right, then I'm going to copy it again pop it over here and spin it around this way. And pop it on the side there. We're going to spin this a little bit. We'll make that vertical. Like that. Copy that again and pop it there like that. Okay. Now, if all you want is a basic defense platform that's going to stop anything coming through that gate, like I said, this gate is not particularly a threat, but doesn't matter. I'm going to set this up and we'll use it as a blueprint for the next one. It's still going to do a good job, but that is pretty much going to, that's all you would need to defend a gate. We are going to build onto this a little bit more though. So we're going to put the administrative center here, and I'll explain what that does a bit later on when we are out of the build menu. I'm going to grab that one and copy it again and pop it on there, and another one on this side. And now I'm going to put a container storage once again. If it's just a defense station, you don't really need the container storage, but I want to fill this up with the resources that we're going to need to build the other one that's in more treacherous part of the sector. And we've been using this large storage on our other stations, but we haven't bothered putting any loadout on them because we've been in pretty peaceful area. We haven't really needed it, but you'll notice that it also has a pencil and we can give it a loadout. It's all medium turrets and shields. Make sure you fill them all up. Okay, I've got a loadout. Same thing, you can save your loadout. I've got a loadout there already, so I'm just going to select that. Make sure you confirm it, and let me just, if I empty that loadout, it shows you where they're going to be, so they're all going to be on the top of it. Okay, so let's select that loadout and confirm it. It also says up here how many you've got, so 6 turrets and 8 shield generators. So let me just check that. Yep, that's fine. Confirm the loadout down here. Alright, so from here I'm going to go into the other modules and we're going to get the cross connection here, and I'm going to pop that on the bottom of that storage container. Then I'm going to grab this space connection here and pop it there like that. And then I'm going to go into my dock modules, and I'm going to get the large pier because I'm going to be using a large ship, specifically Hyperions again, to transport stuff. They need a large pier to be able to dock here. So we're just going to pop that there. Just enough room for them. Okay. Now, I'm going to copy this again, and I'm going to put it on the bottom of that, on the cross there. Going to copy it again, spin it round, pop it on there, pop another one on the other side. And this is possibly going to be overkill. Pop one on the bottom as well. Hold. Well, I do want one there. I want this. Yep, on the bottom of that. Yeah, that'll be fine. Alright, So I'm going to copy it again. I'll put one there. This one I'm going to spin around at a 45-degree angle. And I'll do one more and we'll put it on the bottom. And I'll put this one on 45-degree angle up the opposite way. And that is probably going to do it. So we can confirm that. We can go up here and we can save this. And call it OZDef, OZDefense. I already have one called that. I'm just going to overwrite that plan. And then next time we want to build one, we can just come in here and load it. Right. And then you don't have to muck around with this. You can also muck around and do all this outside of the game. You can go into the building simulator. But all right, now we can go down here. It shows you what we need. Pricing, I'm going to put that down to maybe 80. I normally set it to 60, but we do want this one built a bit quicker because it's a bit dangerous. I'm not going to put money in there just yet though, because I want to offload our own goods first that we already have before we start accepting trades. We're going to assign our builder. So you could zoom out until you find one that you can hire, but we have our Hercules sitting in the next sector over, so we're going to select that one and he'll be on his way. And now we can close out of there, get out of here. We'll rename this, and this can be OzHat. That'll do. Okay. So here we are here. Now, these guys are going to be defending while it's being built. Yeah, we want to offload all their stuff, but I don't want to queue them all up at once because otherwise they're all going to be waiting around trying to offload their stuff and none of them will be doing any defending. So let's get this guy to empty his load. Like that. We'll bring one of these guys over from Argon Prime and you can offload your lot. And we'll unpause it. Now, as I said, we're going to be pretty safe from like all these fighters. These guys will handle that quite well, but we do need to watch out if they happen to send any of these capital ships over. They can make us have a really bad day. Here they go on some fighters over here. All right. Yeah, he's offloaded his stuff. And let's grab the second one. You can offload your stuff. This guy is in the middle of undocking from unloading his stuff. I'll just wait till he's undocked there. And here comes our Hercules to start building. Alright, so this guy's finished unloading his stuff. This guy's set up a little bit different. So he does have the flak, but he's got 8 cargo drones and 2 repair drones like our other collection ships that we've got picking up drops. And this guy is going to be on full-time repeat orders, confirm, and over here we are going to put him on collect drops, and that's all he's going to be doing is picking up this stuff. Now the Hyperions, they won't pick up, they don't have space for missiles, but they will be picking up all of these bits and pieces that get dropped by all the Xenon ships that get blown up, and that's going to be his full-time job there. So let's bring the next guy over here. Can unload those, and we'll unpause it. This one has finished unloading his, so we'll get the next one. We just wait for these guys to unload their stuff. We are starting to build our dock here. That guy's finished unloading, so this guy is next. So you can pop yours across there.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, so alright. This one's finished. Alright, so this one we are going to put this one on repeat orders and confirm it. And this one can go to our recycling center and buy whole parts from there. And you can bring them back here and sell them to the build storage on repeat orders. Alright, let's grab this guy and bring him across. So I don't want them all queued up and waiting around, because we could come under attack at any time. So I'm just doing them one by one. This guy is still unloading his. Let's unpause it there. So these guys are making quick work of that. And then you see our little cargo drones coming out from our collection Hyperion. Alright, this guy's offloaded his stuff, so this one's next. Drop that stuff off. Okay, now this guy is finished. So this guy can also go on repeat orders. Confirm that. You're also going to go to our recycling, but you're going to buy electronics. Confirm that. You can bring them back here and sell them here. Confirm that. Let's bring this one across now and offload those. Alright, so wait for this one to unload. Oh, so far so good. This one here, you can unload your stuff. Confirm that. And that one's finished, so you can offload your gear. We'll wait until we've taken care of these guys first. Let's unpause pause that for a minute. So this one's finished. This one, I'm not going to do this one on repeat orders just yet. This one can do some manual trades with our recycling. Can pick up energy cells and just bring them back. Because it's only going to take a few trips to fill that up. So let's just queue up maybe 3 trips or something should do it. Build storage, okay, 27, so one more load will do it. Transfer wares, energy cells, and drop them off. And that's going to put us over, but that's fine. Confirm that. Alright. And we've got a little red exclamation mark up because our dock has been built. And we need a manager now, so we're going to go up into our player information here to our personnel management. We're going to sort these guys by manager and click skill here. The arrow pointing down, that's going to make sure all of the best ones that are at the top. I don't want to take any of my current managers or any of these Hyperion captains. We'll grab this one. See if he's not busy. You can work somewhere else for me. And assign you as the manager. Okay. Unpause that. Wait for him to transfer across. There he goes. Alright, let's just find that ship here. And promote the best crew member. Shit, oh, that's fine. And he's working at our headquarters down here, so we'll just send him across here, where he can get himself an extra replacement crew member there and be back on his way. Unpause that. You yep, do have your captain, so you should be fine. Alright. Minimize that again and get back over here. Okay. What else do we want to do? Okay, so in here, now going to go into our logical overview here. And going to get some drones in here. I'm going to go with my Oz internal setting. I've gone over this a number of times in my previous build episodes. But basically it's just restricting trade for that to only buying from ourselves. And at the moment, all we've got here is a dock, and we can only hold 15 drones. As we get the other modules built, that is going to increase, but we're going to put 5 here. We're not going to need a lot of cargo drones here. 5 will be plenty, and at the moment we can only have 5 of each anyway. So we'll put 5 defense drones here, and we'll put 5 repair drones. You do want some repair drones in here, definitely, because this station will get attacked and the repair drones will repair it. But we'll eventually take that up to 10, and we might get that up to maybe 30 or so, and the 5 should be fine for the cargo. Alright, so I'm gonna grab this guy here This guy is, I don't know what his problem is there. Let's get rid of those failed trades there. This guy holds the most amount of drones out of all my ships at the moment, and we are producing our own drones over in our headquarters. Let me see. Alright, so let's pick up 5 of them. Alright, that'll do. Confirm that. And then you can come over here. 5 cargo drones in there. You can put 5 of these guys in there and 5 of these guys. And now we can unpause it again. So the reason I'm pausing it is because things can go south pretty quickly with all this Xenon activity. There's pretty sure I spotted two capital ships there. I think one just went through the highway. So things can get pretty dicey, and we do need to keep an eye on it. But we are now building our first of the defense modules there. And this guy that's over here collecting, I'm just going to move him aside over just a little bit. Out there. He's going to be making a ton of money for us here when we collect that stuff. Alright, we've got one of the discs done. So I'm going to take setter off just for a second here while we have a quick look. We'll select that and we'll go to the live stream view. You can see the dock there. See the one disc that's built, and the other one looks a bit crappy because it's in the process of being built. The shimmering there is the gate. There's our defense Hyperions over there, and the build storage. See the little construction drones whizzing across and building that. Alright, so we'll go back here, we'll put setter back on. So at the moment all we're doing is waiting for all the rest of the goods to come in. Actually, what we will do here is now that we've offloaded all the stuff that we brought with us, we'll pop some money in there, which will allow the other factions to come and sell us some stuff. Speed this process up a little bit. And we've got this guy that was doing the energy cells. Once he's completed those few trips, I'm going to put him on repeat orders to bring in more hull parts. But now we've got 2 discs done. Alright, the administrative center, I'll just quickly try to explain a little bit. Alright, so what the administrative center does is it allows you to claim sectors for yourself. I'm not sure how useful it's going to be in this sector, but if we have a look at, I'm just going to take setter off for just a moment. Alright, so one like this one where it's got white borders around it, if we go in there, we click in there and we right click in there, we can go show in cycle Media entry, governing faction, there's nothing up there. Nobody owns this sector, right? So you could just build an administrative center in there and this sector would be automatically become yours. You can set your own laws and your own, you know, which the illegal goods are and all that sort of stuff. I was planning on claiming a few of these unclaimed sectors. There's a few of them. And you do want to try and do it early before the other factions claim them, like these have been claimed by the Xenon up here. Let's keep an eye on these guys though. Now, if we have a look at the sector that we're in though, this one, it's contested. If we have a look at, say, Argon Prime, for example, down here. Okay, governing faction, Argon Federation. So you won't be able to claim that one. This one is currently contested, and that is because we have these guys. These guys will definitely have an administrative center on at least one of these platforms, if not both. And these guys possibly do too. And these guys might have as well. I don't know if the Xenon actually have them or not, but anyway. That is why this is contested. So us building one here is not necessarily going to automatically give us the sector. What would have to happen is that if we have an administrative center here, we would have to get rid of all the other ones. And if we're the only one with an administrative center in here, then the sector will be ours. Seeing as there's like, these guys have got 2 defense platforms each, and this one, and I don't really want to go to war with these guys, then it's pretty unlikely that we're actually going to be able to claim this sector. However, what I'm hoping is that the Xenon here might take out these platforms for me, and then I just have to take out theirs, but that's not going to happen today. But at least we'll have our administrative center ready. So at this stage, let's keep an eye on these guys. All right, so at this stage, all we're doing is we are waiting for these to be built. They are going to take a little while to do that. We've got our storage module coming up as well. So what I'll do is, unless the Xenon sends some of these capital ships over here or anything else exciting happens, we can take care of the fighters, no problem. But what I'll do is I will pause the recording and I'll come back to you once we've built our storage container, and we'll do a few other things there. So I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, so we've just built our storage here. So I'm going to pause here for a moment. And we're going to go into our logical overview now. So we've got a much larger capacity for drones. So let's adjust this. 10 there. And maybe we'll go 20 will probably do it. Should be fine. Alright, so what I'm going to do in here is we're going to put in hull parts, energy cells, Claytronics. Going to hit confirm. We're going to put in a buy offer, and we're going to restrict that to our own faction only. And we're going to put in a sell offer, and I'm just going to leave the prices default. Our own traders will come from headquarters and wherever to drop stuff off in here, and this is going to be stockpiling for our next build so that we don't have to traverse so far. We'll already have a bunch of resources here for the next build. And we want the sell offer in there as well. so that our ships can pick them up from here and take them to the next one. And as far as our current build supplies go, right, so that's set up. We go back into our build configuration. We've got all of the Claytronics. We've got a few extra. Same with the energy cells. We'll transfer them into this proper storage later. But now we're just waiting on hull parts, and basically all those 3 ships are now bringing in hull parts. But we've also got, like, this is one of my ships from our headquarters is selling some here as well. So, yep. So basically that's all we've got there. And you can see we've got our administration building there. We've got our little side discs on here. We've got the storage there. So, all right, let's grab our Osprey again, and he can come over and drop off another load of drones here. All right, 5 in here, and have all of those. We'll have 10 repair drones. That'll do. Alright. So, yep, let's unpause it. We'll take setter off for a minute. Oh, put setter on so they take care of this guy. Okay, he's done. Okay, so let's have another look here. Let me just select it. Go into our live stream view there. We'll have another look. There's the gate. So the main brunt of our turrets are facing the gate. As I said, not really needed for that gate. That's how we're going to set it up for the problem gate. There you can see the construction drones zooming across. So the station is coming together. Alright, so put setter back on and we'll keep this running, and once we've filled up blah blah blah, learn to talk. Once we've filled up the hull parts with these 3 guys, that's all they're doing now, is bringing in hull parts to the build storage. If they fill that up before this is finished, which they probably will, then I'll have them start bringing it into the actual station storage. But I'm going to let this run while we build the rest of it. Just keep an eye on it. If still pretty bad over here. Capital ships over here. They're all causing havoc. They took out the Terran Tokyo there. I've had some Terrans coming through here. They're still causing a lot of mischief over here, but as long as they don't send any of those capitals over here, we should be fine. So I'll keep this running, and I'll come back to you once we're done. So I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, so we're building our last defense module here. This guy here, well, we're full up with hull parts over here now. So yep, this last load here will fill us all up with all that we need there. So what we're going to do with this guy now and we've built our pier. So I'm going to grab this guy that's grabbing hull parts over here. We're going to remove that sell order, and we'll change that. You can sell it directly to the normal station storage now. So we can start stockpiling that for the next run. And these guys as well, I'll switch one of them over to hull parts when they're done. Let's unpause it, keep it going. Actually, the other thing that I'm gonna do, let's grab our Hercules here, and I'm gonna queue him up to move over here. Once he's finished building, he can fly over into Argon Prime and sit there for a while. So, alright, let's unpause this and let it go. Okay, so we should be all built. So let's go into our build storage here. We can go down to our estimate. Well, that was correct, so there's no money in there. Well, there was some money in there, so we accept the estimate, pull all the money out of there, so there's no money left in there. Now this guy might not engage or disengage straight away. This guy, fine. Let's see. Alright. They will be fine. What I'll do is I'll grab this guy. You can transfer wares and pick up let me see. You to transfer with the build storage there, and well, you didn't actually drop off your Claytronics. You've been holding on to them that whole time. All right, no problem. You can drop those off into the standard storage, and get you to pick up the spare that's in here. Actually, we'll leave those. I think it doesn't actually show at the moment. If we go into our build menu here. All right, yeah, it's still in there. So let's unpause it. We'll leave it run because he's probably still building the. Even though it says complete here, but he's probably still building the actual weapons and stuff in here. Alright, but we've got another one over here. This guy is unable to sell his whole parts there because that's full. So untick that one and he can sell them straight to the station. And this one, yeah, where are you at? Okay, this one should probably turn white. I think that's the one that was already going to the station anyway. So let's unpause that. Must have been this one. Okay, that's fine. Alright, and our... Oops. Okay. So our Hercules is moving off. So this is all finished. Alright, so now we can grab this guy. We'll grab all the spare stuff out of there. And we'll transfer that into the normal station. Confirm that. Grab the rest of it. Transfer that. Alright, and then it's going to be this guy. Alright, so we'll wait for him to come in. This one. Alright, so he'll head back to Black Hole Sun. We'll wait till he gets there and we'll switch him over to Claytronics and bring him back to... we can start bringing Claytronics back. Maybe it was this guy. Okay, yeah, it must have been this guy. Alright. So what we'll do...
Awaiting orders.
Let's pause that. We'll remove this guy's orders. We will get him to those hull parts back into the recycling center.
Awaiting
Unpause
orders.
that and let him do that. And once he's finished doing that, okay, now we can put him back on repeat orders. Confirm that. And now we're going to get him to buy Claytronics instead of hull parts. And all this is built so we can collapse all that. And we'll get him to... well, let me select him again. We'll get him to sell the Claytronics directly to the station. And that'll start stockpiling there. Let's grab our... we'll wait for this guy to finish, so we'll unpause that. Let's get back over here so we can keep an eye on it. Wait for this guy to finish transferring that stuff. Looks like he is. Okay. So I'm going to move these guys out now. Bring these guys down here. They're Hercules. So now we do have our ships coming into trade, and we've still got our collection ship there. So we'll unpause that. We'll see if any Xenon come across here. We'll see how well this handles it. Here they come. Alright, let's pause this. You can see they're just getting annihilated there. Alright, let's unpause that. We'll take setter off. Let's have a look. So this should take care of, yeah, you can see the station is firing away. And this should also take care of any capital ships that come near it too now. Just need to keep an eye on our collection guy. He is getting chased. But he is set to deploy laser towers and escape. He should be fine. What I'll do is I will take that flee command off so that it will head back to the station and bring his attacker back into range. Well, he's already been taken care of. His little drones are doing their job. Alright, so what we'll do now, so this is our collection guy that's collecting all the bits and pieces. Let's just go over to him. So he was a brand new ship, didn't have anything on him. We'll teleport over to him. And
Entering system. Atikva's choice.
what we'll do here, so if I have a look, this is all the shit that I've got on me. So total value just under 60 mil. So let's get rid of the map. Let's talk to this guy, get him to hand me his inventory, and now let's have a look. So yeah, we've got about a mil worth of well, about 2 mil worth of stuff just during the build. He will continue picking up stuff as ships come in and attack this station. And that's pretty much it. So that is our defense platform, which is accruing a bunch of stuff here. So now let's have a look in, we have a look at our overview. We are bringing in a bunch of stuff ready for the next station, which is going to be a lot harder to build. We want to build it over here. We're going to have to sort of, yeah, look, they've got 3 capital ships cruising around here, so this is not going to be an easy task. To do this, probably going to have to probably maybe go over there and manually sort some of these guys out. Hopefully some of these guys, maybe we can lure them up here and get the station to take care of them. Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. So if you did enjoy this video, please leave me a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.